Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lone Vic and today we will be learning how to play Turing Machine. This is a competitive or cooperational or solo game from Scorpion Masque about, well, deciphering or guessing the correct combinations of numbers generated by a computer that's inside this box. Yes, it's a game that contains a computer that doesn't need any power to run, and you'll be using punch cards, as you can see, to guess the correct code. A maximum of 4 players can play this game, and it takes roughly 20 minutes to 30 minutes of play. And in this video I will tell you how to play a competitive mode of this game, whereas the solo and the co-op mode can be found on the web page of the game, and you'll be able to find all the necessary information here. If you like the videos on my channel and if you would like to support what I'm doing and help me out with growing the channel more, click the like button under this video. You will find the subscribe and notification button below the video as well if you want to be notified about new videos arriving to my channel. And in the description to this video, you will find a link if you would like to buy me a cup of coffee. And right now, without any further delay, let's open up this box and learn how to set up a game of Turing Machine. Okay guys, so in order to set up a game of Turing Machine, you need to place this machine tile in the center of the table so that it's easily visible and accessible to all the players. You need to assemble this punch card support that's provided with the game. As you can see, I've already done that, and fill it up with the provided punch cards, the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, and the 5s of respective colors, and place this assembled somewhere in easy reach for all the players. In the rulebook, you have a set of problems, as you can see, 20 of them that you can solve, and you need to choose one of them. A lot more problems can be found here under this QR code leading to the web page I've mentioned before, turingmachine.info, where you can play the classic mode that we'll be talking about in this video, but there will be also an extreme mode and nightmare mode available, which are more difficult versions. Depending on which problem, whether from here, from the rulebook, or from the web page was chosen by you, you should look at the numbers next to this problem. So let's say we are using problem 1. We have those 4 numbers, A4, B9, C11, and D14. Those are referencing the verifier cards which are provided with the game, and they have those numbers here on the top and bottom. So I need to find the respective numbers from the rulebook that correspond to my problem. So A was number 4, and I place this verifier face up over here. B was number 9, which goes here. C was 11, which I will place here next to C, and D was 14, which I will place here. And this is it. The rest of the cards can now go back to the box. They won't be needed for this game. So once we have the verifiers set up, we need proper verification cards to be attached to those verifiers. Let's get back to the rulebook one more time, and as you can see here, for each of those cards that I've placed, for each of those verifiers that I've placed around the main board, we've got a verificator number here. So A4 should have the verificator number 447, B9 should have 646, and so forth and so on. Note that those verification cards are of different colors, and those colors correspond to those different numbers on the sides of those verification cards. So right now I will be looking at the green side of those verification cards, and I'll be looking for the specific numbers. So in my case, A, as you saw previously, should have the number 447, and I'm placing this face down next to A. B should have 646, which I am placing face down over here. 566 is the number for the C verifier, and D will have 322. There we go. And the rest of those verification cards goes back into the box. Now, mind you that there is also a marker added to the game so that you can mark which verification card matches which verifier on the reverse side of those cards, because those cards will be picked up and put back into place by players during the play, and this will prevent them from being mixed up. But I won't be doing that here, but there is an option like this. Lastly, you need to provide each player with a sheet from the pad that you get with the game and a screen which has a player aid on the inside so that you can cover up your sheet while you are playing. And I will place both of those over here as a demonstration. And now you are ready to play a game of Turing Machine. So guys, now let's talk about the general overview of the game. Now, over the course of the game, the players will be asking questions to the computer about different verifiers in order to identify what number is the correct combination. The player who guesses the correct combination, the correct number first, wins the game. The numbers are in the range of 1 through 5 that are available on the punch card, so the correct combination also consists of 3 digits, 1 to 5, and those digits can repeat themselves or not. That depends. Each number is also color-coded to a correct position. So the triangle blue is the first number in the code, the yellow square is the second number in the code, and the purple circle is the third number in the code. And this will be very useful once we go down into the verifiers. Now, in a single turn, each player will be creating a single 3-digit number and will be asking 3 questions to the computer that we have on the table, noting the answers down on their pads. And after every player asks 3 questions, you decide whether you want to guess what the number is or continue to the next round. If nobody wants to guess, then you start with a second round of questions. If, however, any player decides that they want to try and guess, they check the code that they identified with the correct answer, whether on the web page or in the rulebook, and if the code is correct, they win the game. If the code is not correct, however, they drop out of the race and only the remaining players continue guessing. So yes, you have only one shot, so you have to be fairly certain of your answer before you start guessing. If 2 people or 3 people guess the correct code after the same round, at the end of the same turn, the person who asked the fewest questions is the winner. This is why keeping track of all the questions that you've asked is very important, but we will get back to this in a moment. Okay, so now let's talk about a game turn and how it looks like, and we'll also analyze the pad and what information you can store here. So during your game turn, every single time, every player will be creating a 3-digit number that they will be testing against those verifiers. So let's say that my number will be 1, 2, 3. There you go. You align all of those punch cards so that the circle is, as you can see, aligned here, the square here, and the triangle here. And as an effect, you should have one hole in the punch card that will be a see-through hole, and this will give you the answer on the verification card. So in this case, this is the code that I'm predicting, and in my turn, I should write the code in this first line here, and I will be writing down the answers that my verifiers give me for this round. And remember, I'm asking only 3 questions per round. So, for example, the verifiers that we have are that this verifier verifies the numbers of 3s in the code. So whether the correct code has 0 3s or 1 3 or 2 or 3 3s in the code. This verifier compares the blue number, so the triangle, with the square number and will tell me whether those numbers are equal or one of them is greater or smaller. This one compares one of those numbers to the other 2 and will tell me which one is greater, and this one compares the yellow digit, so the 2 in my code, to the number 4, and it will tell me whether it's greater or not. In order to play this game correctly and be able to win, you need to understand how the computer works in this game. I've chosen this code in order to ask the computer. I wrote it down on my pad, 1, 2, 3, and I'm taking my first question, and I'm asking whether the yellow number, so this one, the middle number, how it compares to the number 4. I take the verification card, I align it so that you can see the circle here, the square here, and the triangle here. There is only one correct position for the verification card. You don't have different options. And in this see-through window that's on the punch cards, you can see an X, which I would note down in the A column over here next to my number as the answer. Now, what does that tell me? This tells me that the verifier compares this number to the number in the correct code that I need to guess and gives me the answer based on the correct code. So for example, if the correct code was 2, 4, 5, in the correct code, the yellow number, so marked with the square, would be 4. So the answer would be that the square is equal to 4. In my code, the number is less than 4, which is why I get a false answer. So right now, the only information I know is that this verifier option is definitely not true, because I asked the verifier about number 2, which is less than 4, and he told me that it's false. So the information that I can gather from this is that the second number in the code is either equal to 4 or greater than 4, but definitely not less. The verifiers will never tell you a specific number. They will never tell you a specific answer, but they will eliminate some of the options or confirm some of the options. So I should write the X in the first column with A, but let's continue with some more examples. So this was my first question, and now I will ask about the number of 3's in the code. Now, in my code that I'm proposing to the computer, there is only one number 3. And if the code that I am supposed to guess also contains only one number 3, then I should get a correct answer in the card. But as you can see, I got another X, which means that the code that I need to guess doesn't contain a single 3-digit. It can have 0 3's, it can have 2, or it can have 3 3's, but definitely not 1. And let's continue and compare the blue and yellow number with this verifier and see what the answer is. And as you can see, the answer is correct. So in my case, the blue verifier is smaller than the yellow. The blue number is smaller than the yellow number, and this is the correct answer. So now I know that in the code that I need to guess, this is also true, that the yellow number is greater than the blue number. But that doesn't mean that those are the correct numbers, only that the relation is true in this case. And after I've marked all the 3 answers that I've got from my card on my pad, I put back the punch cards into the stand and I wait for other players. Once everybody asked their 3 questions, it's easiest to do a show of hands, like 3, 2, 1, thumbs up if I want to guess the code, or thumbs down if I don't want to guess the code at the end of the round. If nobody wants to guess, you create a second 3-digit code, input it into the next line, and note down the next 3 answers, and so forth and so on, until you are ready to guess the code. And that's basically the whole gameplay of Turing Machine. Let's now analyze the pad a bit closer to see what other things I can use this pad for. Apart from noting down the answers, and as you can see there is space for 6 verifiers. I've chosen a game with only 4 verifiers, but you can have a maximum of 6 of them. You can also note down which numbers you are sure do not appear in the code, or which ones you are sure of already. And you also have a space for noting down information about specific verifiers if you want to remember something, or if you have some conclusions that you want to remember that you've identified correctly, and those information are always secret. However, the code that you are creating for every single round is not secret, and everybody can know what code you are asking the machine about. All of the verifiers are explained in the rulebook, and those are the very simple ones. There are way more complicated verifiers in the game which give you different types of information or less information which you need to ask more questions to, and the levels of difficulty can rise. The impressive thing is that there are over 7 million combinations in this game that you can get tested for, let's say. So there is enough gameplay for a long time. And basically, guys, this is it. This is a whole game of Turing Machine. I don't know what I can add here in order to help you start with this game. You need to definitely, if I can give you some advice, you need to analyze those verifiers before your games and be sure that everybody understands how they work and what information they provide. Because from my experience, I can tell you that not everybody grasps this concept from the word go. And also there is a limited number of those punch cards. So if you, for example, want to create a number that has some digits missing right now because other players are using it, well, you will have to wait in line to get the punch card that you need. And that's basically it. So I hope that this video helped in any way when it comes to playing Turing Machine. If you have any questions about the rules or maybe about the specific verifiers, you can use the comment section, give me the number of the verifier from the card, and I will try to help you as much as I can to, alleviate any doubts when playing this game. In any case, thanks for watching. My name is Lone Vic. This is Turing Machine, a game with the punch card computer. If you like the video, if you find my channel helpful for you, if you would like to support it and help it grow, click the like button under the video, subscribe by clicking the button below, ring the notification bell to be notified about new videos on my channel, and in the description to the video there is a link if you would like to buy me a cup of coffee. And for now, this is it. Thanks very much for watching. I'm hoping you're having a great start into 2023, and see you soon in another video here on my channel. Thanks very much once again. Bye bye.